Defense headquarters knock Fani Kayode over viral video on terrorist attacks. Welcome to the news and please subscribe to our channel. The Nigerian Defense Headquarters has condemned former Minister of Aviation Fani Kayode over his claim in a viral video on recent terrorist attack in the country. A statement signed by Major General Jimmy Akpo, Director of Defense Information, on Saturday described the allegations by Fani Kayode in the video as unsubstantiated. The statement sent by News read in full, the attention of the Defense Headquarters have been drawn to a video produced by Mr. Fani Kayode, FFK, wherein he made wild and unsubstantiated allegations against the armed forces of Nigeria regarding the recent spate of terrorist attack, particularly the attack of the prison in Kuje, Abuja on 5th of July 2022. Ordinarily, the video and its maker would have been ignored, considering the antecedent of the person behind it is a known rabble-rouser. However, in the interest of members of the public who might be misled by the deliberate falsehood and the sensibilities of service personnel and their families who have been paying dearly to keep Nigerians safe, it has become urgent to respond to the video currently circulating in the social media. Among other allegations, Mr. Fani Kayode, FFK, claimed that the Department of State Services, DSS, the Department of State Security, DSS, informed the military about the impending attack on Kuje Custodial Center and even the previous attack on the Kaduna to Abuja road service. He also claimed that soldiers were withdrawn shortly before the prison attack. In all these allegations, Mr. Kayode is merely playing to the gallery. He is not in any position to know whether the Department of State Security, DSS, notified the military of any attack or not. It may not be impossible that such a claim is part of a calculated attempt to cause division and rivalry amongst all government agencies that have been working collaboratively in addressing issues of insecurity in the country. The claim that soldiers were withdrawn from the Kuje Correctional Custodial Center before the attack is laughable. It is sad that Mr. Kayode is ignorant of whose responsibility it is to guard the prison. Mr. Fani Kayode further claimed that the military took no action on the recent Shiroro terrorist attack, which resulted in the unfortunate death of some soldiers, some policemen and members of the public. This is also an attempt to smear the military and create bad blood between service personnel and the military high command. A despicable statement that honors the sacrifices of the gallant officers and soldiers that paid the supreme price while responding in defense of the civilians and the mining community. What a shame. Mr. Kayode is encouraged to pay more attention to the weekly briefs by Defense Media Operations. Defense Media Operation gives weekly briefs and updates on operations being conducted across the country. Press releases and military operations are also made when the need arises. Mr. Fani Kayode is also called to refresh himself on the constitutional rules of the armed forces of Nigeria. In all, subordination to civil authority is key. It is pertinent to state that the Nigerian armed forces are toiled to sustain and nurture our democracy. Hence, the same military cannot contemplate a coup d'etat as alluded to by Mr. Kayode in his video. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Lucky Irabo, has always stressed the unalloyed loyalty of the armed forces of Nigeria to the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Commander-in-Chief, and the Nigerian Constitution. Accordingly, as the 2023 general election approach, desperate persons must depart from their evil ways, for never again will they lure the military into their wicked machinations. If a confession must be made, Nigerians must know now. The military is always the worst victim of military rule. Finally, in a miserable attempt to malign the leadership of the military, Mr. Kayode Fani gave the impression that while junior military commanders and non-commissioned officers are working hard, senior commanders are doing nothing. This is sheer ignorance and nothing more. Mr. Kayode is completely oblivious of the fact that in the military, orders, instruction, and directive are used from the hierarchy to the lower ranks of command. Therefore, Junior commanders cannot be working hard while the superiors are idle. This is indeed a difficult time for the armed forces of Nigeria and Nigerians as a whole. It is not a time for attention-seeking individuals to cause needless distractions. Members of the public are therefore urged to ignore Mr. Femi Fani-Kayode and continue to remain vigilant and report suspicious activities promptly to law enforcement agencies. Well, let me say this. Will you blame FFK? With everything happened, you'd stand to ask yourself lots and lots and lots of questions. You stand to ask yourself lots of questions, sincerely. Has the military prosecuted Captain Balarabe that rescued Wadumi but ordered the killing of policemen and civilians in Taraba State? Has the military prosecuted a soldier who was given chieftaincy title in Zamfara State after he was found selling arms and ammunition to the bandits? Well, Femi Fani-Kayode is a talkative anyway, but it is suspicious considering the proximity of military base, the seat of government, to Kuje prison. Yet, the correctional service was bombarded with ease without response from the military. Now, tomorrow, those escaped to Boko Haram could be declared repentant. The Nigerian Army is the most miserable government agency we have in this country. The only good when it comes to matters concerning civilian set of people who cannot defend their nation and its citizens. Okay. Have the Department of State Security came out to disapprove what Fani-Kayode said? No. Actually, the military were not withdrawn, but they were sleeping on duty. Now, wow. The thing is, I have so many questions. I don't even know how to start asking them. Dear Major General, before video you claimed FFK did, which has gone viral, all Nigerians have lost confidence in our military. Our nowadays military is unlike before. I remember vividly in the days of ECOMOG, our military personnel is equal to none in the African continent. But now, our young military men are just dying on trained soldiers. Please, don't blame Femi Fani-Kayode. The whole country is at risk. Wake up. While I would say that the military is also a tool, permit me to say this, the military is a tool in the hands of our politicians. Yes, it's a tool. It is a tool. Anybody that is possessing the power to control them, controls them however he wants and whenever he so pleases. Whatever the case may be, either FFK was right or wrong, the military has totally failed the nation. The military was long the symbol of Nigerian pride before the Super Eagle athletic prowess on the continent, but now it has lost that badge to Boko Haram sect. Now, ISWAP is also seeking recognition here for second place. It is totally a shame. My father would turn in the grave of what military is turned to. Being a soldier once, Kaduna State, the seat of nation's military power, has become the cradle of social miscreants, kidnapping people in the state at will. With mighty military presence, there seems to be no deterrence. My dear, I have a lot of questions. Okay, on this note, we have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of